Make that big boss less special. It ain't no game, but they saying welcome to the second level. Second level gaming. Second level.
Hello, Internet, and welcome back, or welcome to the official Level 2 podcast, episode 50. My name's Keegan, one half of Level 2 Gamers, hanging out with Tom, the other half of Level 2 Gamers. How you doing?
You look sleepy.
I am so fucking tired. I am tired. I was I'm still hungover, but not nearly as bad as I was feeling earlier.
A little better now.
Normally when I drink my Red Bulls, I by the last podcast, there's usually something left. There's like that much left.
Do you know what a really good hangover cure is?
Gatorade.
Chocolate milkshake.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
I don't like chocolate milkshakes.
McDonald's, to be particular.
No, I'll never drink a McDonald's milkshake in my life.
Oh,
I used to work there. This is the official Level 2 podcast where we kind of discuss topics. I pick a topic, we're playing a game in the middle, then you pick a topic, and we're going to go from there. It's just kind of laid back. I'm going to preface, and if you haven't watched Indie Please That Details or Codename Morpheus this week, last night, and this is going to be part of my topic, so I'm going to get into it, but last night I had some friends over, and we stayed up real late. We drank a lot.
Jerky on your table?
It's on your table, actually. We drank a lot of, or dog poop, who knows. We drank a lot of alcohol, and I don't regret playing games. I regret the decision of.
And of the alcohol, it was whiskey that you drank, which is.
Well, I started with whiskey and ended up with beer by the end, because I started
the opposite.
Well, no,
you should start with beer and work up to the whiskey.
No, liquor than beer. You're in the clear. Beer than liquor. Never been sicker.
I don't fucking know what that is, but okay.
It's a way it affects your stomach.
Wives' tale.
It's a way it affects your stomach. Now I was drinking. I had a red Solo cup of American honey, and I finished it. And then I was like, I was going to get something else to drink or get more. And I stood up, and I realized it probably wasn't the best
That's the thing
choice.
about whiskey, though, is that, like, you can't tell you're drunk until you move.
I mean, this was over the course of, like, a couple hours.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So I hadn't moved.
I've literally downed a fifth of whiskey, been fucking fine for 15 minutes straight, and just been like, what the fuck? Nothing at all. And then suddenly, like, a boom, it just hits you like a fucking brick in the face.
Yeah. So I am out of it right now.
Should we also explain the whole episode 50 thing as well, in case they missed it?
Yeah, you can. I'm going to fall asleep.
God damn, it's going to be a good one. So, just so you know, not last week, the week before, because we've been absent for a couple of weeks. Yeah, he was sick last week. The week before, I was sick, but we were still doing things. We did a 24-hour live stream for charity, raised over $5,000. It was awesome. And basically, during that time period, one thing we wanted to do was do the podcasts live. So we went back to back to back and did a whole episode of Indie Codename and on this podcast. And so those were episodes 17, 20, and 50, respectively. However, YouTube decided not to allow us to have those ever again. Same. So instead of putting them to our site and allowing me to chop them up and put them out there for you, they just disappeared off the face of the planet. So literally the people that were watching those live are the only people who would ever see those. And we felt like it was kind of shitty to just like have a sudden gap in the numbers. So this is technically episode 51, but we're going to stick with 50, which is a nice round number. And you know, coming towards the end of the year, it's kind of cool.
Half century.
So there you go.
Next week is going to be our game of the year.
Yeah, next week is Game of the Years. So that's the quick explanation. And then, do you want to talk about what led to your current suffering condition?
Yeah, so my topic is gaming with friends. More importantly, I had a gaming night last night, as I said. Had a bunch of people come over, play VR, play, whatchamacallit? Play Link games, that kind of thing. And we went from there and just kind of played games, drank. Like I said, had people come over at various different hours of the night. And I forgot how much fun it could be just
to have friends?
Well, yeah, but like back in the day, back before the internet was really a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, the internet was a thing, but back before gaming on the internet was a thing, you used to go to friends' house and play local co-op games, and you would go borrow games and play that way, and like hang out with people on a couch and socialize and eat pizza, which is what we did last night. It was a wonderful thing.
What pizzas did you get?
I got Supreme pizza, thin crust, no mushrooms. It's my go-to.
You don't like mushrooms?
I don't like mushrooms. Fucking Beth brought over Pringles. She brought over chicken taco Pringles, which sounds gross, but were fucking delicious. Like they were. She handed me the can. She was going to try. I was like, whatever. And I was like, oh my god. Yes, please. So
you were also drunk, and drunk people.
I wasn't drunk at that point.
Oh, you weren't.
I wasn't drunk at that point. I was still sober. I was drunk when I ate the barbecue chips. I think I still have about that much left of the barbecue chips. Yeah, I woke up this morning and like looked around my house or my apartment. I was like, "Fuck, I need to clean up." Like there's just cups everywhere and beer bottles. But no, so last night was like, and you're going to talk a little bit during the live stream because that's kind of what started this. Is it's really nice to have a VR headset because you can go to people and be like, "Hey, you want to come play VR? Come hang out," and nobody's really like, "No." Ironically, we played more non-VR games, I think, than VR games. People played VR, but it was like 1 or 2 games, and we played like Play Links, everybody could play. And it was a lot of fun. I forget how much fun it is to have people over, and I want to make this like a monthly thing now. Like, pick a day in the month and be like, hey, game night tonight, come over, bring your own booze, bring food if you want to, and we'll just do that. And just...
the return of couch co-op.
Yeah, it was just real weird of like, I learned, so... I don't know if I want to name everybody who's there last night just because
no one will know.
Nobody will know who they were. But I learned a lot about some people that, like, a lot of them, everybody I think was people, everybody was somebody we worked with other than Beth. Beth's wife was there. So that's how I knew Taylor before. But she showed up too, so everybody else was though from work. And you learn, like, you work with these people and you kind of know them inside work. But as you know, once you see somebody outside work, they're not drastically different. But
they're way cooler outside work.
They're way different. Well, it's funny because... You're not. One of the things, I think it was when Jessica came in, it was either Jessica or Ebony, I can't remember which one, but when they came in and sat down on my couch, you've been to my apartment where I have my computer desk right there. So I have my iMac and I have the TV set up for when I stream.
Yeah.
And they turned around at one point, like, I didn't even notice that. Like, I was like, yeah, that's my streaming setup. Like, this is welcome to my life. My life is in this living room. This is my desk. There's my TV when I play video games. There's my couch where I sleep. Like, that's my life in a nutshell. Also, my apartment was real clean. You commented on that on the phone.
Yeah,
my dad did
impressed.
too.
I saw you sent me a little video of everyone saying hello to me, at which point I was on the toilet, so I felt best not to send one back at that
You should have. You should have.
But it was super clean for you, yeah, because you're kind of a messy scrub.
I clean it every so often. I don't live alone, so I don't have to worry about it.
That's true.
That's the thing.
Bachelor frog.
Yeah. I say it every time I clean my apartment, but hopefully this will be the time where I like actually keep it clean. But no, we had people come over. We played VR. As always, we make people play Ocean Descent and get video of reactions. And there's my favorite two were Beth and Shelby's reaction because neither of them had played VR at that point. Everybody else, other than Justin, had played VR. Oh no, Ben didn't either. Ben came over and he hadn't. But Beth's reaction was funny because apparently she thought the person's name was Judy, and she kept saying, "Judy, save me!" when she got attacked by the shark from the winch. And then obviously she screamed when the shark started attacking, all this kind of stuff. And it was really, we talk about it all the time with VR, but it's one of those things where like you have a perception or like you think you know what VR is, but as soon as somebody puts a headset on and they go in, like the VR Worlds menu, the first thing Beth did was, you know how the floating ball's there? She tried to put her head through it. She's like, because I had the controller, it's like setting everything up. Didn't let her have control, you know.
She tried to headbutt
the ball. Yeah, and it was just like things like that. And it's like the first time you tell somebody to turn around. Like I don't think people realize
That's my favorite
turn
part.
around.
That's my favorite part.
Look what's behind you. Oh, shit.
Because everyone's like staring dead forward, like kind of scared. And then like they can see a little bit to the angle. You go like, no, turn around. Yeah. And then behind them, they're like, holy shit.
Yeah. So it was really fun seeing people's reaction. And every time it does it, we always bring it up, but like every time you see somebody new in VR, their jaw drops. They're amazed by it, and it's one of those things. Again, I feel like we're jaded to a certain extent because we've played it so much now that it's like we have higher expectations for things because we've played it enough that I'm like, okay, I'm past the honeymoon phase of like that was cool. Now give me something meatier to like chew into and to play on and all that kind of stuff. And just having those moments of people going, holy shit, that was a lot of fun.
It's so good. I love it. I love the experience of watching someone in VR for the first time.
Made Justin Batman. My favorite, though, was Fruit Ninja was the hit of the night. So Fruit Ninja in VR is probably the best way to play, as you know. And what's really cool is, like, it's so easy to do.
It's perfect utilization of the moves.
It's terrifying when you're sitting next to somebody. Taylor last night, whenever somebody would play with the moves, I'd tell, like, the room to clear out.
Yeah.
You want to sit over here, just for your own safety.
I was in the room when you were doing it, and I remember that feeling very well.
But I would sit behind, so like the way my couch is set up is I'd sit behind, so it's my TV, obviously my couch, and I'd sit like right behind her, so she couldn't, unless she swung backwards, she wasn't going to hit me. But there's a few times she like reached around. I was like, oh, look out, that's my face. Obviously, you get incidental bumps on like legs and arms and things like that. It happens in VR because you have no idea where you are. But she was like flailing with no like abandon. And there'd be a few times where like she started moving towards my sliding glass door, and I just take my arm and just kind of push her back, like, you want to come back this way. Make sure nobody's too close to the TV, all that kind of stuff. But it's really fun just watching people get lost in it because, I enjoy stupid shit in VR, and I feel like I get lost in VR when I play. And because I look at it less.
Did you do any hollow ball?
I did do a hollow ball.
You did?
I don't really nobody else did, but I did, and I got real tired real quick.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god.
We still need to put together that exercise video. It's something we should work on.
I'm waiting for Sprint Vector.
Yeah, Sprint Vector looks like
that'll be on that one as well, so I'm waiting for that to go through. But so we played a lot of VR, a lot of different experiences. People had fun with it. We played Keep Talking Nobody Explodes. Me and Ben played that.
It's a good one.
I made him be the bomb guy, which it was funny because everybody's like, Ebony was like, "You're real good at this game." It's like, I've played this game a lot. And these are the easy puzzles. Like, we played the first 3 bombs and got through it real quick because I knew what I was doing. And it was tough because the first time we played, there's nothing on the screen. It was just the share screen with the manual. The second time we played, we put the bomb up on the screen, but I didn't want to cheat, so I like was staring at my phone the whole time, so I couldn't see, like, he was like, okay, wires. How many wires do you have? And then there was one moment we were doing one where it had, I think, 6 modules, and we finished the front side of the bomb, and he's like, oh, we're done. I was like, I still hear the timer. He's like, what do you mean? I go, is there anything on the back? And he turns around and goes, fuck. And my favorite of the Keep Talking Nobody Explodes modules are the symbols, because the things people use for symbols are great.
What, you mean the description?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't know what the omega symbol was, so I can't remember what he used, but he's like, it looks like a person standing with 2 feet on the ground and no head. And I was like, that worked. Things like that. Yeah, like little things like that stand out. And then we played Playlink, and we said this on Indie Please That Details, but Playlink has been like super surprisingly fun to me.
Surprise hit for me.
To like the point where like everybody wanted to play Playlink. Like the way we did it is whenever somebody new came over, we'd let them play VR, play a game or two. We'd always put them in something, either Shark Encounter, Ocean Descent, the Shark Encounter, or something else that they would enjoy. And then from there we would play Playlink, so everybody can play and not get bored. Then we go back to VR, and then we go back and forth. But Playlink, like, everybody was like, we got to play That's You. And I love That's You. I get super embarrassed in That's You during the dating section, because I was like, it's fucking Keegan. Who's most likely to fall in love with Keegan? Who's most likely to kiss on for Keegan? Oh, god damn it, guys.
That's you.
It is. But it's real fun, because it's like, Taylor, like I said, was the only one who doesn't work with us, so she doesn't know us as well. But you get to learn a lot about people that you wouldn't really think at the time.
How much they enjoyed drawing dicks.
Well, no, we had a no dick rule.
Okay.
You couldn't draw dicks. There are lots of boobs and lots of vaginas now. But the thing was just, it's really weird because it's hard to explain, but the playing the games was fun. But it's the camaraderie of being with people in the same room, just having that conversation of just everyday conversations with people. Because when you're at work, you have conversations with people, but they're vastly different than when you hang out with, especially once you get a few beers and people.
True that.
We at one point were talking about porn websites and all this kind of stuff, like best links, and I was like, okay, this is a thing. Also, we talked about peeing in the shower because that came up again.
It's never going to go away.
No, it's never going to go away.
We just should make a T-shirt and be done with it.
It's never going to go away. But like, there's just conversations of little things you learn about people that you didn't know before, and you're like, oh. And I've always been a firm believer that you, based on somebody's past, will explain a lot about who they are. And, I mean, I've had conversations, we had a conversation last night where I talked about kind of like, I'm a weird position when it comes to like political views. I've learned more and more that I'm libertarian. The more and more I look at it, the more and more that's how I'm kind of leaning. I'm not
slightly left-leaning libertarian.
Yeah, I'm not very much like, I'm not in one category, and I've always been like that middle ground guy. I'm like, I don't know what to fucking call me. I'm registered as a Democrat, but I've registered as a Democrat so I could vote in the Democrat primaries. That's the only reason I registered as a Democrat, and my mom was, and I felt I went more with my mom than my dad. But anyways, that's not the point. The point was like, I was having a conversation with somebody of like some viewpoints I have and why I grew up with a religious background, but then there's other things that I'm like, when it comes to social issues, I'm very much liberal compared to most religious people I know, and it's just really interesting, like the dynamic you learn for people. And again, I'm not going to talk about specific people from last night because it's semi-private conversation, but you learn
drunk, which is usually not a good conversation.
But you learned a lot about people and kind of their viewpoints on things and kind of where they stand on certain things, and it was really interesting getting to know people on that level, because I said at work, you don't really talk to people.
Yeah.
You have conversations with people.
You have time.
But you don't understand them.
Especially me and you and what we do, like, we don't get a lot of time to stop and think.
No.
So it's, you don't really get the...
Usually it's me showing you a link.
Yeah.
Or saying, hey, did you see this?
Yeah.
Or bugging you.
That's cool, though. I mean, it's...
I miss the couch co-op days. Like, we played another cool moment, which probably my favorite moment of the night, was we played Overcooked. But in Overcooked, you have 4 players, but you play with each half a controller. So at first it was Dan and Shelby were on a team with 1 controller, and then it was me and Jessica on the other controller. Did not end well. We finished -30 and -6. So Dan and Shelby won. And then the next round, nothing had changed. But then the next round, we started doing something, and I was yelling at Jessica because I was like, I need lettuce. She's like, I gave you lettuce. And I was like, no, you didn't. And then we realized that Shelby was now on my team, and Jessica was on Dan's team. But it didn't tell us we'd switched. Like, because I didn't look to see what character she was. It just kind of went.
So wait, so you were using the same controller as
somebody on the other team? Yes,
that's smart.
Me and Shelby decided we were a real good team in that game. I joked with her. I go, you just have to follow my instructions. Tom knows this. If you follow my instructions, we'll do all right.
Yeah.
But it was funny because at one point we were just like, I was yelling at her like, because we were making the burgers, like, I need lettuce. She goes, I got it. Go. I go, I'll cook the meat. You put a bun on the plate. Like, we were so organized. It was great. And then I look over at Dan and Jessica, and they got fucking tomatoes just stacked up. Like, no joke, like 40 tomatoes just on the floor on their side. I was like, what the hell's happening over there? She's like, I don't know. But it was an interesting dynamic playing with the half controller. Yeah. It worked really well. The problem, I think, is where we were sitting. So, do you guys listening won't know the layout to my apartment, but...
I'll put some pictures up if you share them with me.
I mean, you show the picture that I shared of everybody, because I'll have all these in there. But basically, the way it is I have a chair that you sit in, and then Shelby was in my desk chair leaning against that playing with Dan, and then I was in a fold-out chair in between my couch and that chair leaning on the armrest playing with Jessica, and you're fighting sometimes over, like, where to put the controller.
Right.
And you don't think about moving it because you're so used to just being in control of it, and it's like, I need that. It's like sharing the blankets. Like, that's mine.
That's a struggle.
And then button presses was different because it's using one side. But they did it really well where R1 and R2 were the 2 buttons you needed, and then you just move the joysticks because you split the controller in half, you're fine. So I really enjoyed...
A lot of people have been doing that with Switch, but, like, unintentionally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just here's a Joy-Con, I got a Joy-Con, that's
IGN does something like that.
They played Zelda.
Linked together. Like they're also they did Mario Odyssey, or doing Mario Odyssey as well, which they said is way harder. But no, I just wanted to, like, couch co-op, I forgot how much fun it could be. Again, just hanging out. You're hanging out with friends, and I've told you, and you know, I'm not a bar person. Like, I go to the bar to maybe watch a sports game or after a concert or before a concert, but, like, I don't get enjoyment of hanging out at bars. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not who I am, but if I can put me at home with a small group of, like, 5 to 10 people playing video games with food and drinks, like, that's my happy place.
It's different strokes for different folks, man. I mean, I remember some of my favorite experiences growing up were with my gang of friends playing, like, Mario Kart in the same room or GoldenEye in the same room. And,
I almost pulled out. I have the SNES in my house, and I almost pulled out the SNES.
Yeah.
But I think Beth has my.
You can't do 2-player on that, though.
No, yeah, or not the SNES, the NES.
Okay.
Like Mario, original Mario Brothers, but it's still 2-player. But yeah, I just, it was a lot of fun, and I forgot how much fun couch co-op can be because we're so ingrained. Like, when I go home tonight, I'm going to play Destiny, I'm going to hop in, I'm going to be in my apartment by myself with a pair of headphones talking to other people, but it's not the same as having people there.
But I think the game, like, there are certain game experiences that are better designed for that. Like you said, you have to basically play, like, Overcooked and PlayLink games.
And I'm now looking at games that are couch co-op. If I'm doing this monthly, I want to have more games to play so we don't get bored of the same games. But, like, just the shit talking that doesn't happen nearly as much.
Speaking of which, we should get Gang Beasts. That looks so fucking good.
Is that still on sale? I think it's on sales. It was on sale. It's not.
No. I think it was a pre-order sale. I'm not sure, though. It's like $20. Yeah. It's whatever.
But, like, the shit talking that happens and just, like, the banter back and forth that you get, or, like, again, the grab me a beer moments, as dumb as that is, like, hey, I'm going to go get a drink. Oh, or somebody going to the bathroom because they drank too much and they got to hurry before the round starts. Like, things like that. They're like, oh. It was fun last night. By the end of the night, when you play that, you put in a nickname and you put in selfies and you have fun with it. The nicknames by the end, Taylor's was my favorite. She's Little Mama. We had Beth was Beef. So, and then we had, what was Dan? Wu-Tang Dan.
Oh yeah.
I'm always Keegsby. Justin was Jurston. I'm trying to think who else. Shelby was Shellwags, I think. I'm sure these nicknames have meaning behind them. Beth's does, I know. I know where Beef came from. I've heard that story. Her and her ex-boyfriend was Beef and Gravy. And I don't know why. Never asked why, but I know that's where it came from. So, I don't know. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the couch co-op experience and how much, like, when we did the 24 live stream, we're going to talk about that. I know that's your topic. How much fun it was with people over, and then having this again. Like, do
you feel like Sony is helping with the PlayLink games, especially? But do you think they're helping to bring back that?
Yeah, I feel like there's something that wasn't there, and also like for me, being a 20-something-year-old, I mean, the age range last night was 21 to 39, but we all play video games. Like that's the thing is, it's like. And that was the weirdest moment last night is when we all figured out how old everybody was. Like, we all thought we were, like, in our mid-20s. Nope. There's different ages going on there. And I was like, oh, did not know that.
I forgot how old I was until my wife reminded me that I am 34 and I'm going to be 35 on Christmas Day.
There you go.
Yeah.
Old man. Be 27 in March. River. But, like, I don't know, there's just something about having people in the room playing games with you, and everybody's having a good time. Like, you're always concerned when you host a party or whatever that you want everybody to have a good time and have fun. And you don't want anybody to get bored and all this, but never really happened. And obviously the group of people you're with wanted to. And people started coming over at 5, and the last person got to my apartment at like 12:30, and we went till like 3 in the morning.
Yep.
Like that's why A, I'm exhausted, B, I'm hungover. Like, but it was so fun of like people that normally, like Shelby I don't normally hang out with. She's like, hey, you still doing this? Jessica, who I've hung out with a few times, is like, hey, you guys still going? Because they had to work. And they came over after work. Ebony came over. Like it was just people you don't normally hang out with outside of work. You're like, oh, you guys aren't that bad. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm very, I'm not like that, but I'm very much isolated.
Yeah,
put it on the box, by the way. Hey, you're not that bad.
Take it on the box.
But I very much like my me time, and I don't go out very often unless it's for like sporting events.
It's true.
Or concerts. Like I very much am a homebody to the extreme. But it was so much fun having people, and like I said, everybody I talked to last night and texted this morning or sent me, like I woke up to like 6 text messages of like last night was a blast, and I was like, cool, we're gonna do it again. Like this is a thing that's gonna continue to happen. Everybody had a good time. You should. Yeah. Probably be on Mondays because it's usually my day off going forward. So, I don't know. It was a lot of fun. Everybody asked, a couple people asked where you were, and I was like, he's an old fart, probably sleeping. And then you text me.
No, I was
like,
pooping.
He wasn't sleeping.
No, I was pooping.
I'm going to let them know now. Tom was pooping when you said that picture.
That's what I was doing.
But I don't know, it was a lot of fun. It reminded me of like back in the day going over to Will's house or James' house and just playing video games, and you all get food. You cook.
Glad you had a nice experience. So this is the second time we've done it, kind of, in recent memory. So
and the difference, like when you do it for live stream, we talked about this a little bit, and we had a sign up on your wall saying, "Hey, you're on microphone." And not that anybody's going to say anything different on that, but you are aware you're being recorded, so you're kind of aware of how stupid
a little bit more concerned.
how stupid you get. Versus last night, like again. At one point, we were talking about porn links and all this kind of, like, that wouldn't stop us on live stream, but like,
our live stream.
But like things like that of like open, candid conversations of like, I mean, again, I don't want to say too many things.
People might not want to be as personal, knowing that it's going to live on the internet.
Yes, but we had some conversations last night that were super awesome when it comes to just getting to know a person or a group of people because of A, not being on live stream, and B, intoxicated. So that helped out a little bit.
It helped a little bit. Loosens it up.
So I don't know. I'm hoping, like I said, to make a monthly like gaming night, and everybody seems to enjoy it. So it'll probably only just continue to grow, and it'll be like, fuck.
You heard it now, subscribers. If you want to go to Keegan's house,
1, 2, 3, 4, Sage Street.
1, 2, 3, 4, Pretend Street.
So
cool.
But
I'm glad you had a good time, man.
I had a lot of fun with it, and I like I said, I want to do it again. I looked at like, you know what you guys can do? Send me some games that are cool for parties, local co-op. I'm looking at the Jackbox Party Box or Jackbox Party Play or whatever the hell it's called.
It's Jackbox,
maybe
Jack in a Box,
Jackbox Party Games. Is that right?
I don't know.
Something like that. I just need more couch co-op games because not very many.
You don't know Jack. That's the name. Yeah, but that's what that's from. Oh. The game is You Don't Know Jack, but then the Jack Party Box is like that game plus other things. Yeah.
So, Yeah, I need games to add so we don't do the same 4 over and over again.
Yeah.
But PlayLink will be
developers, fucking get on it. Couch co-op is still a thing, and Gang Beasts looks really fun. I definitely think we should pick that for streams, if nothing else. I think.
Yeah, and again, stupid games like that are a lot of fun. Like I was trying to think last night of, well, I guess we could do it in like Smugglecraft or something. But yeah, it took me back to my childhood. I kind of wish maybe next time I might. Well, our N64's got issues, but I might still like one of the older consoles and just be like, we'll have a retro game night tonight. If you have old games, bring them over.
Works pretty good.
Yeah. So, anyways, moving on. We're gonna play a game here called 20 Questions because I'm always lazy and don't think. I'm also hungover and tired and didn't. What you don't know is I didn't
name that game.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't have. I didn't have Indeed Please That Details ready until I was on the way here. Because I was last night I just fucking was doing other stuff.
I thought about 2 weeks.
Yeah, you're better than I am. I was sick last week. That's my excuse, and I'm hungover this week. So David just texted me. It's like canoeing.
I'll explain while you're doing that. So, Name That Game is a game that we play quite often on the show. It's Keegan's favorite game, mostly. But basically, the idea is this. Keegan has a game in mind, a video game of some description of some point in history on some console that I don't know. And I have to guess what that game is purely based off closed questions. If you don't know what a closed question is, here's what it is. Basically, asking a question that only has either a very short 1 or 2 word answer or a yes or no answer. So it's a definitive answer. So what is your favorite color? Red is a closed question. How do you feel about the several shades of red that accompany the bloodbath that you just created by murdering that person in the hallway? And emotionally, how are you dealing with it is an open question. So that's kind of the difference there. Color of Keegan's hat? Red. Got the idea? Cool. All right. So what you got?
So, well,
you gotta get your score sheet up.
I do.
You know I'm gonna nail it this
week. Put my numbers up. You didn't get it last week. I got it last week.
You did.
I got it
last
time.
The last one you got.
Yeah. Question number 1, Tom.
Question number 1. What console did this game make its debut on?
PlayStation 4.
This is always like my favorite. That's my go-to first question.
Because it narrows it down.
Narrows it down. Okay. Question number 2. Let's see here. PlayStation 4. Where in the life cycle did the game release? By that I mean like early, mid, or like recently?
Recent.
Recent?
Recent.
Okay. Is it multiplayer?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a protagonist, or is it like a group of people? Or is it like a different style of game altogether?
There is a protagonist.
Okay. What color is the protagonist's top?
Like shirt?
Yeah. Well, I didn't know it was a shirt, but yeah. You just gave that away for free.
Well, no.
Sucks to be
like, I mean, I'm going to say, I don't think you ever see them, but I want to say white.
You don't see the protagonist?
I'm pretty sure you don't see them, but I want to say white.
Okay.
I just gave you a hint there. But
yeah, you sure did. Do I have a gun?
Yes.
Alright, so it's an FPS game on the PS4, recently got released. The protagonist possibly has a white shirt.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure, but based on my thoughts of it, it's probably white.
So you could be completely wrong.
I'm going to check here. Hold on.
Alright. Just like Google an image.
I'm pretty sure, that's what I'm doing. I'm pretty sure it's white.
Okay.
Maybe it's not white. Maybe it's... No, it's white. Right? That's white. I can't show you, but... That's white. Yep.
Okay. Fair enough.
It's technically white and brown, but white is predominant color.
Does the protagonist have any facial accessories?
Like?
Shades, hats, earrings?
No.
No? Not at all?
No.
Just vanilla?
Just vanilla. Okay. Just vanilla. Not chocolate.
Are they male or female?
They are male.
Okay. Starting to get hard now. I'm trying to narrow it down a little bit. I gotta do better. So it's an FPS. You actually have a gun. You are a protagonist in a white shirt, and it's just recently been released on PS4. I feel like an asshole for not knowing this already, to be honest with you. Is it made by Bethesda?
No.
How many am I on?
This is 10. So this will be halfway.
Okay. You're not allowed. I can't ask you which company made it, can't I?
That'd give it away.
Oh, that would give it away too easy?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it made by Sony? Is it first party?
I will give you this. I won't say it's made by Sony, but Sony published it.
Okay.
So it's not Sony made, but Sony published.
Fuck, man. Is there an antagonist? And if so...
Well, that's 2 questions.
Is there an antagonist?
Yes.
Is it human?
No.
Is it alien?
Yes. You're on 14.
I know, man. This is fucking hard. Like, seriously, I'm just like, because I play a lot of FPS games.
I know.
But
no, why do you think I chose these? I choose ones that are broad enough that there's a lot to choose from.
Have I played it?
Yes.
Like for the show or just like in general?
Is that another question? That'd be a separate question.
Yeah.
Yes.
I played it for the show.
Yep.
I'm such an asshole. How do I not fucking know this?
I did this to you last time too, where you...
Oh my god.
I think I picked something you played and you didn't get it. You're on 16, by the way.
I know. Alright, so I played it for the show.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Yep. Because we played a lot of fucking games on the show.
Yeah, it's true. I did a lot of FPS games too. Mm-hmm. Is it VR?
Yes.
Oh, okay, alright. Now we're narrowing it down. I still don't know what it is.
You played a lot of those.
Let's see. I don't think it's Doom, because you're like a ghost in Doom. I don't think you wear anything.
That's what you think.
Is it Doom?
No.
Fucker. I don't even... In Farpoint, again, you're just wearing like a random thing. Resident Evil 7?
Is that a question? Is that one of your questions?
How many do I have?
You're on 18 right now.
Is it Resident Evil 7?
No.
Fucking dick. Shit. Solace Project doesn't have any guns.
Yeah, I picked this because I know you play a lot of FPS games.
I know, I'm just going through in my head, like, how many times have I played this game that I don't know what it is right away? I mean, like, it's saying VR, like, narrows it down, like, massively, and it's still in my head. I'm like...
You've played it on the show.
It can't be Skyrim, because no guns. I played it on the show.
Yeah.
Was it like a... Oh, I don't want to ask a question. It's like, was it a review, I was going to say. Because then that should narrow it down even more.
I don't think it was. Is that a question?
No.
Okay.
Not anymore.
How
many do I have left?
You have 2.
2 questions left? Oh, fuck me. No distinguishing facial features.
Mm-hmm.
White shirt. Well, white top, you said.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't really give me, like, what it is. It could be like a vest or something. Because I was thinking, like, Duke Nukem to begin with.
Yeah, there's no Duke Nukem VR yet.
Yeah, I know that.
Give time.
Yeah, that would be really cool in VR. Fuck.
What if I picked a game that wasn't released yet?
Huh?
I said, what if I picked a game that wasn't released yet?
I would slap the shit out of you.
It is released. I'm just going to let you know.
I'm assuming. So I played it already.
Yeah. It's not full version, you know?
Okay. Alright, this is a good one. What, how many controller methods are there?
3.
So you can do DS4 aim and
yes
moves?
Yep. This is your last question, by the way.
Yeah. Fuck. Well, there's not that many aim games.
No. And you've played all of them.
I know.
I think you played, yeah, have you played all the aim? You played pretty much all of them.
Doom, you said no already.
Mm-hmm. There's one you're not even thinking of that I...
Dick Wild is an aim game, but I don't know.
That's what you're thinking of.
Your protagonist or not. But it's definitely... I mean, it's kind of FPS, but not really. It's like...
It is. I would consider that a first-person shooter. Yeah, but it's still a first-person shooter. It's first-person perspective.
Fuck, man. This is really going to piss me off. I could tell already. Fuck. It's the last question, isn't
Last one. You gotta get it.
I'm guessing it at this point, right?
Yep.
I'm sorry, everyone listening. I know that, like, right now you guys are like, oh, how do you not know what it is? I'm surprised
it took you this long, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I still don't know it. I mean, if it's aim-based... I'm just going to say Farpoint, because I don't know what else.
It is Farpoint.
Oh my god!
It is Farpoint. Farpoint is a virtual reality first-person shooter set in a hostile alien world. It can be played on PSVR with the PSVR aim controller. It also features online cooperative play and includes a single-player campaign.
Ah, man.
I was hoping you were going to get that.
Well, here's the thing. I was thinking Farpoint, you're in like a spacesuit or something.
Yeah, it's a white top.
Yeah. See, I was thinking like an actual shirt or something.
That's why I was like, he's not going to get it because he didn't put the.
I almost fucked myself up with that question.
Because I had to look because I was like, because I don't think you ever see yourself in it. But
maybe briefly.
But the promo materials have you. I pulled up the promo image, and that's definitely white and probably gray or brown or something. But it's definitely white.
All right. Well, I got it. So
when you said it was aliens, I was like, he's going to get it now. Like,
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like human, because I was thinking like London Heist. I was going through all these things in my head, and I don't know what color.
Should get all 20 questions, Tom.
Whew. Man, that was a close call. I should have got it on the AIM one straight away. That should have been my thing.
I really thought about doing Dick Wilde. Because I didn't think you'd
that. I was 50-50 on Dick Wild. It was that or Farpoint. I'm glad I got it.
I'm trying to think what other AIM ones there were.
Special Delivery is AIM, but that's stupid. And
it's not an alien.
Yeah, it's true that. You're fighting the same fucking level over and over again. Awesome. Well, that was Name That Game. Did you get it? I hope that you got it way faster than I did, because that's an embarrassing performance. But I still got there in the end at the 20th question. I'm all right with that. All right, so for my tale this week, I'd like to talk about a 24-hour live stream that we did a couple weeks ago now. It was 2 weeks ago. Because I haven't had a chance to discuss it, and I feel like it was a pretty cool thing that we did. I feel like I had emotions during that.
I feel like I fell asleep.
You fell asleep.
A couple times.
But I wanted to kind of talk about it, give some thanks to people that were involved, and also just kind of, go over the experience. Because it's the first time, it's not the first time I've been awake for 24 hours, but it is the first time I've had to do a continuous task for 24 hours, even though I wasn't always in control, because that would be frankly boring as fuck for you guys. As
imagine Jordan playing Dark Souls.
Yeah, I really don't know how he made it through that at all. Like, we didn't even want to play it there, because we were like, Dark Souls just like, no, it's not our game. Yeah. But yeah, like that poor fucker. So anyway, 24-hour stream that we did. Mm-hmm. It was 2 weeks ago.
It was 24 hours long.
It was 24 hours long, and it was for able gamers. You know that we're big advocates of able gamers. If you don't know who they are, ablegamers.org is the website, but basically they help people that have disabilities to play video games.
We have a link probably. I think I have an auto link in the description to them for donations if you want to do that.
Yeah, so I mean their whole thing, their whole hashtag is so everyone can game, or so everybody can game. Ooh. And the idea, of course, is that if you have, let's say, are missing a limb, like your arm or something, then controlling is really hard in a fucking video game with only one hand. So they will make custom controllers that allow people to control a video game with one hand,
or work with devs to make it so you can remap buttons.
Yeah, or work with devs to put in things there, like colorblind modes and like audio sensory things, visual sensory things, the kind of stuff that just makes life a little bit easier if you have
the things you don't really think about until you need them.
Right, exactly. So Able Gamers, awesome charitable cause. And on the night, we raised something like $325 or something in just straight donations. Mm-hmm. But luckily, we work for a company that matches what we do, and because everyone that came over pretty much also worked for the same company, they got to match all their time.
So the company we works for donates $25 an hour for everybody who was here. So that's how we raised over.
That's how we got. Yeah, we outsmarted the system, and we managed to turn that $325 into $5,600, right?
$5,864
with the extra count. Because we had our company match, and then there was another.
There's anonymous donor that came out. I don't know if they're worth Able Gamers or they're somewhere else, but there's an anonymous donor who matched every Able Gamers live stream for a little while there. So
yeah, I don't know. They matched us, and that's awesome.
They'd match up to $100,000.
Massive thank yous to everyone that donated, whether it was a tiny bit or a whole lot.
Sorry to Tucker for timing you out.
Yeah, Tucker donated twice, bless him. I know that your mom donated. I know that our good friend Ms. Michelle donated a lot.
Jessica did. Gabe did. I can pull up a list here of who I did real quick.
Yeah, so if you guys know, I don't know if you guys know the YouTuber Chris Hank, but we used to work with his now fiance, I guess. Are they married yet? I don't know.
I don't know.
Either way, we worked with his partner, and she is such a sweetheart. She always helps us out with stuff, and she's like a YouTube community manager now for a lot of
cool.
big name folks. And she does her own. They did their own charity live stream recently, and they raised
why am I forbidden from viewing this resource? This is our thing.
I don't know. Either way, thanks to her and everybody that night that donated. And, of course, thanks to our job that matched all of that and the anonymous donator guy that matched that, too.
I was concerned.
Made us go all the way over.
Hold on, I'm trying to pull this up here, but mobile's not as pretty. So, Michelle, Gabe, Jessica, Corky, Tucker, Wheezy and wife, Jordan, and my mom, Sandy.
Jordan had a self-imposed thing where if he swore, he would donate extra too. Yeah. So I don't know if he did that. I'm going to have to hit him up on that. But yeah,
we had 2 donations over $100.
So a massive thank you to everyone involved for that. It was a super weird experience. Here's how the night went. So basically, we started at 1 p.m.-ish. We went live at 1 p.m. You were here at like 11:30. But we went live at 1 p.m. and we did our podcasts back to back to back. So we did Indie, followed by Codename, followed by this podcast. And like I said before, none of it was captured. So
it was live. Like, people were interacting with us.
Yeah, it was live. Well, here we were politely ignoring the people that were trying to interact with us because we were just like, hey, guys, you're going to have to let us get through the material here.
Because we were going to put it up as an audio podcast for people later on, so we didn't want to talk to the chat because the chat wouldn't see the audio listeners wouldn't see the chat.
It kind of worked against us in the end, but yeah, so that's why we're redoing the numbers this week. But after we did the podcast, we then moved on to just playing some general games, getting kind of a head start. We didn't touch the VR for a while because we were just kind of getting our mojo, and I think we started to crash or something, didn't we? And
I think that's, yeah.
And we just started to kind of chill out for a little bit. We finished our podcast way earlier than predicted, so we had people start coming over around like the 4 or 5 o'clock hour, and
it felt like continue a wave until like 3 a.m.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, everyone stayed late, real late.
Even if they worked the day after.
Even if they worked the day after, I think that like the last person left at like 3 a.m. or something. But we had a continual amount of people over here. We played a lot of the party games that you were talking about in your earlier segment. In terms of we played like That's You. We played Knowledge is Power. We played A Hidden Agenda. We played a bunch of VR, which again, it was kind of beautiful having those moments of people for the first time in VR. Like
there's a picture of Ebony, I think Jessica took, that was just like...
It perfectly summarizes the emotions of like the first time you were in VR.
I'll send it to you and we'll put it up.
Yeah, I got it somewhere.
Okay. No, I can send you. I've got everything.
Yeah. But yeah, there's this kind of picture of Ebony, a friend of ours, and it's her just kind of like... You can only describe it as like the look of wonder, or the look of amazement, and that's what we love seeing, especially for VR, because we're such big advocates. But... it was really nice. Now, as far as like how the rest of the evening went, after everyone left, of course, as we know, was the most difficult time in a 24-hour
I passed out.
You were a fucker that went to sleep.
I passed the fuck out.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you'd been drinking, so probably a little tired. But yeah, so I had like Wheezy, of course, was still chilling with me. Dave was chilling with me. Corky rated us, so thank you to Corky Dancer for that.
I have to say, what I was going to say earlier was I was concerned because when I did the live stream, we hit the goal. Our goal at the time was $100. This was $500 of donations, and we hit the goal within like the first hour. We were already double it, and I was like, okay, cool, I've done our goal. This time, it's like I think we didn't get the first donation to like 4 or 5 hours in.
It was creeping in. Yeah,
because it's almost like a snowball effect. That once one person does it, you can start seeing it just chugging along.
Well, it was kind of interesting because you know what? I didn't really think about it that much. Like, my focus at the time was I was very sick. Yeah, I was very, very sick during the 24-hour stream. So this is the story. Basically, like, that morning before Keegan came over, I got horrendously sick. Like, it was just gross in all areas. And
spare us the details.
Yeah, I'll spare you the details, but let's just say it was gross. And it got to the point where I thought, maybe it was just like, sometimes I wake up groggy in the morning, and I've been swallowing phlegm all night or whatever, and I wake up
nerves because you knew you had to do 24 hours.
Yeah, and definitely I had some anxiety issues going on too. But I take anxiety meds and stuff, and I was still anxious. So I thought maybe it was just a little bit of nerves and things like that. And then literally like almost as soon as we pressed like play or record or whatever, I started to feel like so dodgy. Like, so the first like indie please add details that we did, the entire thing, I'm like, oh my god, I have to go to the bathroom so bad. And it just kind of got worse from there. Like I was running away. Like I think I may have left like mid podcast at one point. I don't remember, but like I had to just keep running away and throwing up. And I was like, fuck, man. Like I feel sick as a dog, and I have to do this for 24 hours. Like, I have to be kind of entertaining, or at least able to play a video game for 24 hours. So I was really, really sick. I started to feel better towards the end of the night, but I was still fighting it, like all the way through the night, all the way to the next morning. Here's kind of some interesting takeaways that I had. First of all, thank God for Call of Duty, right? Because that game, I've learned, is my keep me awake game. I was going to dig into Skyrim VR, but the problem was the way we had it set up, I couldn't see chat, so I couldn't really do that.
And you weren't feeling well, so you
and of course, I didn't touch the VR actually all night because I wasn't feeling very well, and I was kind of worried about motion sickness and things like that. But also, I couldn't chat with people, so if there was people that were like joining me at like 3 or 4 a.m., I didn't want to be like ignoring them, because that's kind of fucking awesome that they would join me at 3 or 4 a.m. So I decided to not play that. Instead, I opted to play Call of Duty World War II, and I've been like super into that game lately. It's my go-to for whenever I
played for a little bit, and I think it was Ethan was like me playing. It was just entertaining or something. I can't remember what he said specifically, but I just like I think you were upstairs for.
I didn't watch you play any of it. I kind of wish I did,
because you know how I give my own commentary based on what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So, like, I would go, it's like, go over here and shoot that guy. I'm like, haha, I'm going to flame you to death, buddy. Oh, shit, he's coming. Ah! Like, stuff like that. Like, the way I play video games.
I remember by the time I came down, you were playing Crash. So I figured that you had a bad experience with Call of Duty. I let it go.
Playing Crash.
But yeah, so you crashed out pretty hard, and you could be heard on stream snoring pretty loudly.
I've yet to find the footage. I want to find where it's at.
I'm sure it's on somewhere.
Yeah.
But I remember, I think it may have even been Ethan that said, "Is that Keegan snoring in the background?" I was like, "Yes, yes, it is." And you could see, and you were visible.
Yeah,
you were like literally sleeping on camera, which was great.
I was there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
kind of
technically alive in my presence.
I was like, I'm just gonna fall asleep over here.
But yeah, but Call of Duty kept me awake big time, and it sucked because I didn't want to just play Call of Duty for like 6 hours, but I ended up doing that at some point because every time I tried to play something else, I fell asleep. I was like falling asleep. I tried to play Shadows of War early in the morning, in like the 5 o'clock hour. I was playing Shadows of War, but like that's such a dreary game, and I was like, I felt myself drifting. I was like, if I don't stop playing this game, I'm going to fall asleep. So back to Call of Duty, and then I played Dying Light for a while. I was like, God, I missed that game. I want to play it. I was going to do it from the start again and get really into it again. Like halfway into like the intro levels, I'm like starting to fall asleep again. I was like, damn, like there's like so many video games make me sleepy, but the only reason why, because of the way I play Call of Duty, which is you have to be 100% alert all the time, it kept me awake and alive for the majority of the thing, even though I was sick. And yeah, so that was kind of something that I learned. Was
I played
really
Frozen Free Fall for a few hours.
You fucking
or
did.
For a few minutes. Some of it was hours.
No, it felt like hours. But yeah, you played Frozen Free Fall.
I crushed it.
You're like level 80, and we're like, okay, time to stop playing this game.
I just remember being like, dude, I got this.
Someone in the chat came on as well, and they said, like, is Keegan playing fucking Frozen right now? Like, yes.
I remember playing it. I don't remember, like, playing it, though. If that makes sense. Like, I remember we played it. But I don't remember. If there was anyone else here. I feel like there was, or maybe it was just Dave in the chat that was giving you shit. I don't remember. But you definitely played Frozen Freefall for a good long while. Dominated,
and you did really well. Yeah, I was proud of you. You're really good at Frozen Freefall. Congratulations.
I've deleted that app on my phone because it has level 700 and something, I think.
Jesus. But yeah, I mean, it was a great time. I really enjoyed it, and I honestly want to do it again, but I want to do it not sick, because I feel like that ruined it a little bit for me.
You did one on my birthday, probably. I did last year.
Maybe I'll come over and stay the night then. Maybe we'll both stay up. It would be like both of us have to make it the full 24 or something. But
I did it last year, and it's actually like so. The cool thing with doing it on my birthday is 2 reasons. One, it's one of those things like, don't give me a present, just donate to the charity, which. That's not a humble brag.
Facebook's doing that now. It's cool.
It's not a humble brag. It's more like, hey, I care more about this cause than getting a $10 gift certificate or whatever it may be. So do that. And 2, it was just fun. I mean, you're gonna hang out with people anyway. I'm gonna probably play video games with people anyway. Might as well do something cool with it.
Yeah.
So, and that was the first time like people were interested. I remember. Like, because we tell people at work when we're doing them, and most people that come from work, and people get really interested in it because they're like, why the hell? Most of it's, why the hell are you doing that? But then it's also like, hey, can I come hang out? Because I was like, open door, 24 hours. Come on. I kept on, like, just come on over. Text us.
That was the thing. Like, we were like, people were like, is it okay to come over? I'm like, I'm staying up till 1 p.m. tomorrow, dude. You can just come over whenever you want to. So yeah, so we did have a decent rotating door, at least up until the wee hours of the morning.
Which was what I expected, because that's how it was with me. I had a couple people during my stream, like Brandon came over from like 3 to 6, and then...
Yeah, I didn't get any 3 to 6ers or any early morning. No one came over in the morning, which is kind of surprising. But it's okay, because like you were like eventually awake. I think you woke up like 6 or something, and
I woke up a few times because I have moments like
you crashed.
Well, you know how you're like in and out, like because I remember you talking about Shadow of War, falling asleep.
Yeah,
but I wasn't awake. Like I was, it's like you're awake, but I wasn't like.
Well, you made me more sleepy because you were all curled up, all cozy in the corner, and I'm sat there with my blankie, and I'm like, because I was cold, so I already have a blanket on, so I'm already halfway in bed, and I'm just like, I'm having to like shuffle, I'm like shaking, I'm like fucking shit, like I'm like, you know what I mean? It was like this visceral kind of, use your word, reaction to trying to stay awake, and Call of Duty was the only thing that let me do it. So I wish I could have done more VR, especially since our channel is starting to become more and more known for that. And I think next time I might even consider trying to do like a 24-hour VR stream, honestly, or 12-hour.
Yeah, 24-hour VR would be.
I could do 12
just from a sickness standpoint.
I mean, you can still take breaks, but like I could do 12. I think I could do 12 in VR. I've done 9 in 2 days. So like I did like a 4-hour and a 5-hour promptly, and I've done Skyrim for like 3, 4, 5 hours at a time. So I know I could do it. It's just a case of like, how do you chat to the chat when you have a VR headset on the whole time? And B, like, keeping up with the nausea. Because at a certain level, your sea legs will take you so far, but at a certain point, you do get worn down by the desperation between you and the game that you're playing. Magic Carpet overrides you and stuff, and you kind of get to that point. But I think it'd be cool to do it, especially considering our our channel's kind of heading that direction. But yeah, man, it was a really cool experience. I wish I felt better for it, and I will do it again.
I felt bad because you felt horrible. Like I gave you shit the whole time, and that was partially just to keep you up and like keep you going. But like I legit, like I told everybody the next day, like I feel bad for Tom because he was sick as a dog and all this kind of stuff, and I was like,
I wasn't gonna let it beat me though, like I was in it for the, like as soon as that record button went, I could have easily said, you know what, like I can't do this right now, I'm sick, and pack it in, but I was like, nope, I committed to this, I said I'm gonna do it, we have people coming over, I'm doing it, so...
It's like when you have a workout buddy, you're more likely to finish something.
Right, and if anything, it just like added to the challenge. It was like, all right, not only do I have to make it 24 hours, but I have to make it while throwing up all the time. But it is. I make a point of saying that the staying up the 24 hours was fine. Like that didn't affect me. I mean, I'm sure that the sleep after was nice, but did
you fall asleep right afterwards? Because
no,
because I was
I played Call of Duty.
Yeah, because I stayed up and I played Destiny because I was going to go home and go to sleep because I was like because I slept for a little bit before I went home, so I wasn't driving home tired.
Right. Yeah.
That was my concern.
I remember that.
So I got home and I was laying in bed and I was just like, how much Destiny just tugs at me. I was like, fuck. So I got up, started playing Destiny. I don't know if David played with me or not. I honestly can't remember. But I remember then looking down at my clock and it being like 7 o'clock. I'm like, okay, now it's time to pass the fuck out.
Yeah. No, so I stayed up a little bit. I played a little bit more Call of Duty. That game is so addictive. And I played with my dogs, obviously, a little bit. And then I actually went upstairs and I made, like, I didn't want to pass out right away, so I made like a little bed on we have a fold-out sofa upstairs. So I made a little nesting area there, I suppose you could call it, with a blankie, with pillows and everything. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna relax and I'm gonna watch something that makes me sleepy because I knew that I was like too wired at that point to actually crash out. Yeah. So I watched Blue Planet 2. David Attenborough always does the trick.
Yep.
I watched one episode the whole way through and I was pretty impressed with myself that I stayed awake through it. The second episode started up and like I think within 2 minutes I was out like a light. And then the next thing I know, my wife's waking me up like, oh. And
you're like, let me sleep, let me sleep.
And I slept pretty good for the rest of that night. But I woke up for the evening and everything. And that was fine. I think she passed out pretty quick. But yeah, so it was a unique experience. It was a fun experience. We got to make a lot of money for Able Gamers, which is of course the whole point of it. And I would totally do it again. I would just hope that I wasn't feeling as soggy as I was through that.
Well, I when it comes to the charity streams, it's interesting because like the reason I did the first charity stream was because I feel like the position we're in, we get a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
We get codes. We get people that buy us the fucking PSVR. We got an Xbox One. Like we've been the patrons.
We've been blessed pretty hardcore.
We've been given a lot of stuff
by our fan base.
So to me, it felt like I felt real dirty to a certain extent of like, it's all this receive. And I was like, I want to do something.
Right.
And that's where, I mean, I talked about Able Gamers before and I knew who they were, but I never really thought about it. And it was actually Indie PopCon 2 years ago. So not this year, but the year before.
You interviewed him?
I interviewed Wade. And Wade told me about Craig, who I'd heard his name before.
You interview Able Gamer people at some point,
This year.
I know we interviewed Craig this year, but
no.
I felt like you already talked to him.
No, well, I talked to him over Twitter, and I knew Amy over Twitter. So I knew who they were, and I was aware of them. But it was when I talked to Wade, who told me about them, and then he said, "Hey, reach out to this guy." And I reached out to Craig, who ended up being Craig. I reached out to Craig and said, "Hey, this is who I am. This is what our channel is. What do we need to do to get this ball rolling?" He's like, "Here, let me talk to you." And I love that dude to death. He's been super busy. Able Gamers...
Super lucky, yeah. He's been at PSX with Able Gamer stuff, and they did that cool thing where they're re-releasing Medieval, and you get the shirts, and like all the money from the shirts is going to Able Gamers.
So he's been a super busy man, but he's been super helpful in like kind of giving me an understanding of like things to talk about, because obviously we have our spiel of like it's accessibility for gaming. You can get custom controllers, you can get this, but like he sent me documents of like, this is specifically what developers should look for in games. This is specifically what you should look for in a PC game versus a console game and stuff like that. And it's like, that kind of stuff is really, really useful for me to kind of articulate what it is and what they do.
And we've dabbled a bit with the channel before. Like we had that Is Destiny 2 accessible video.
I want to do more of those, but like those are so hard to record. Because I was going to do, so I've said it for a while, I have blindfolds, and I was going to do a blindfold series. But once I started recording, I realized how hard it is to play a game with no sight at all.
It's impossible.
Yeah. I mean, it's not
kind
impossible.
Of thought it might be.
It's not impossible, but it's really, really hard.
Yeah,
depending on the game. Like, I feel like I could potentially do, like, a racing game because I'd know the track, but that's because I'd already seen the track.
Yeah.
So, that's the thing, is, like, audio cues are real hard. So, I don't know, I want to do something still with that, but I haven't figured out kind of what that looks like. But, no, Able Gamers is just, they've been so good to us. I love supporting them.
I think under Markiplier, we're the second highest supporters for them, right?
Yeah, $200,000 or something, or $100,000. Had $100,000 was his.
Yeah, I mean Markiplier wins.
He has 15 million subscribers.
Hats off to the guy. But for two guys in a basement that have 1,100 subscribers to be the second in line for that is incredible. And we're so
help
proud
with
of it.
Tigrado. One of the things that's funny, I was talking to James because he I don't know if you know this, but he actually shut down his channel. Like, it's officially gone. One of the things he misses is doing the live stream for Able Gamers, and I was like, well, I'm trying to find a way to get him involved with that again, because I know he likes that kind of stuff.
Yeah, he's been a big advocate for that.
Yes. Yeah. But I don't know, it was weird how this all kind of came about, and it's one of those things, like, anybody I talk to, like at work, we have, like you said, we have a place we can go to get matches and all that kind of stuff, and I talk about the things that, because I've raised, at work alone, just through our live streams, I've raised over $5,000 for Able Gamers. So that, like, just time, not donation, not monetary donation, that's just time being matched by the company we work for, which is crazy. And I tell people that story of, like, look, I didn't have to spend a dime on this, and this is how much I've raised. And
literally playing video games.
Yeah, and then people hear you're passionate about it, and they get intrigued. And I think that, to me, obviously donations are great to get the money to do what they need to do. They need the money to exist. But, like, the education of people and making them understand why it's important, and just kind of when you tell somebody what Able Gamers is, that's that makes total sense. Yeah, that makes total sense. Like,
it's definitely an unconsidered topic by a lot of people because they're so. And it's not that people with disabilities are kind of like in the shadows of society or anything, but it's definitely something that
you don't think about it if you don't have it.
It's not at the forefront of your mind if you're, especially something like an entertainment medium like that. Like when you go to watch the movies, you don't sit there and think about how do blind people watch movies. You know what I mean? Like it's not really something that crosses your mind, at least once in a while maybe, but you know, it's not something that's consistently at the forefront of your thoughts and feelings. So, you know, I've always kind of considered that games are escapism for me. They always have been. They've always been there for me every stage of my life from, 7 years plus. And escapism, I think, is something that people that do have to suffer with disabilities need. And I think that movies are great for that, music is great for that, and video games are absolutely great for that. And the fact that you're interactive in the medium means that you also get to participate to some extent. So you get, especially with VR, you get to feel like you are doing something outside of the ordinary. You know, even if you're just sat there playing Horizon Zero Dawn or something, you're like, okay, I get to escape from whatever I'm doing right now, and I get to be Alloy, and I get to shoot robot dinosaurs or whatever it might be. Like, that is such an awesome route of escapism and joy for so many people that it's only right that everyone should be able to experience it.
Yeah.
So there you go. So yeah, so all in all, I thought it was a big success. We'd love to thank everyone involved that came over and hung out, that donated. Obviously, our work for matching the donations and the time, and the anonymous donor for double matching what they matched. So that $350 or whatever that we made live on the stream turned into $5,300, which is...
And again, majority of that came from the $25 an hour time thing. Because if you think, because we were here 24 hours, so that's $600. That's $1,200 between us combined. And then, like, Dan was here for like 7 or 8 hours, and Jessica was here for like 5 hours. Evan was here for 5 hours. Like, it adds up, and it's real stupid of like something like that, how quickly it adds up. It's like, oh, that's so cool.
So,
and shout out to Able Gamers, because they reached us out on Twitter after we finished saying thanks for the support, and we love them. They sent us last time, they sent us a card. It's sitting right over there, actually.
Yeah, I keep it up on a
but that's super cool. They, like, it's really funny because, again, we're two guys in a basement, and I don't know how big they are. Like, I'm sure they're not a huge charity, but obviously they're at PSX. They're at the Game Awards. Like, they're well known within the industry among a lot bigger people than us. But
I mean, it's really just like them and Extra Life are the biggest two, like, gaming-related charities.
But the fact that they take the time and focus and thank the smaller people that chip in, like, not, like you said, Markiplier did $100,000. Like, that, we're not going to beat him. But the fact that they can say, hey, we saw you raise this much. Thank you so much for the support. Like, stupid as that is, even a tweet is kind of nice to see that, like, they understand, they see what we're doing. And my response back to them was, like, thank you for having a charity worth doing a cause for.
Yeah.
Like, it fits perfectly, so.
So there you have it. Episode 50 of the Level 2 podcast.
The official Level 2 podcast.
The official, as opposed to the unofficial, which doesn't exist.
That's not true. The unofficial was before the official. Don't you remember we changed it?
That was Couch Conversations.
No, because we had the podcast before that.
Did we?
Yeah.
God, I can't even remember.
Yeah. We had Couch Conversations, which turned into the podcast, which turned into the official Level 2 podcast.
There you go. Either way, thanks for joining us.
I'm tired.
He's hungover and ready for bed. And by the way, it is 5 o'clock on a Tuesday. But we love you guys so much. Thanks for all the support. Thank you as well to the folks that started with, like, Codename Morpheus or whatever,
and
then branched out to watch Indie or this podcast, because it means the world to us that you support us as people as well as what we present as far as the channel goes. We've had massive outpourings of joy recently in terms of, like, comments and views and sharing and the donations, and just everything has been the best. Thank you so much for the support.
Heading in 2018 with a head of steam.
Yeah.
Hopefully I won't be sick heading into 2018.
It's almost 3 years, right? February 5th?
February 5th will be well, January 31st we made the channel. February 5th was the first video.
Yeah, so I came February 5th.
Yeah, I was going to say February 5th.
So February 5th
that was the teaser.
Is
our first video
crab video. Came up 3 years ago.
Killing the crab.
And yeah, so it's been an awesome journey. We're still living it. We're still doing everything we can to provide you good content. I think we're in a really good place right now for content as well.
Yeah.
I feel like
what's going on here.
I don't know what you're doing. It's like
I'm trying to stay awake.
I'm
trying to stay awake.
Doing the
if you guys are listening, I'm just shifting.
So yeah, so thank you so much for everything that you do. If you want to support us, like we always say, share. That's the best and easiest and freest way to support us. Just share stuff out. Let people know what we do. We focus on the underdogs. We focus on indie. We focus on VR. We focus on us, because we are underdogs in our own way. If you want to buy shirts, go to
shop.spreadshirt.com/level2gamersstl.
The one he said.
You'll figure it out.
And otherwise, you can always donate to the Patreon.
I think if you go to shop.level2gamers.com, it takes you there too.
Even $1 on the Patreon would be vastly appreciated. And we are going to update the Patreon to have actual decent rewards and stuff, because we haven't touched it for a while. That's it. That's our show. Thank you so much for your patience as well, because we know it's been 2 weeks since you've actually had like a solid show from us. So we really appreciate those of you that have jumped back in for these 3 episodes that we have up here. And of course, there's going to be more reviews coming up this week, more no commentary gameplays, more trailers, yada, yada, yada.
Merch.level2gamers.com.
There you go. And we have cool shit up there now. Like, we have the Codename Morpheus shirts, we have the Level 2 podcast shirts, we have the Indie Please That Details shirts, we have mugs, we have some sweet Run DMC ripoff shirts. It's a good time. We tried to narrow it down some because we were definitely overkilling it. So, and we have some more ideas on the way too.
We don't have the thong yet.
I did not put a thong in there. Yeah, maybe I did. I think I did put the dog thing.
We have an apron.
I didn't put that in there.
We have an apron.
I don't know why that's there. Anyway, that's it. That's our show. Thank you so much for watching. And as always,
welcome to the second level.
Bye.